egg sauce. So now we're gonna start our cooking now. So we have our beans here, right? We have our beans here. We're gonna cook the beans or the peas. We're gonna cook it, and then we add our rice to do the waakye or rice and peas. That's what we're cooking today. So first of all, I need to boil the beans, right? So I'm going to put my beans. I'm going to wash my beans first. So now I've finished washing my beans. I'm going to put the beans in the pan, and I'm going to add water to it. So I'm going to have my beans cooked for a while. Let me take off some of the ones that are not better to cook. I think there's some few ones in there that I have to select out. Okay, so now I have my beans here. I'm going to add water to it. So I add water to my beans now, and then I'm going to put my beans on fire. So the beans is ready to cook. Pardon me as my stove will be making a bit of noise. Put it at 100 to cook the beans, and let me time it. So let's say maximum 15 minutes. I've timed it to maximum 15 minutes. So now our beans is on fire. Our beans or the peas is on fire. But whilst we cook the beans, what I want to do is that I want to, as a matter of fact, start cooking the sauce as well. We're going to be doing tomato egg sauce. So I have my tomato blended here. And I have my eggs here that I'm going to use for the sauce. So let me wash my. I wash my ladle holder. I'm going to be holding my ladle. So we're going to start the sauce in this one. We're going to start the sauce from this pan, right? So let me bring the oil. So by the time the beans is well cooked, we have our sauce too well cooked, right? So now I'm going to add my oil. I use olive oil for my sauce. So let me put my tomato somewhere. Now let me deal with my onion. So I'm going to cut the onion. As I cook by first of all boiling or frying the onion, so I'm going to cut the onion. Then I wash it thoroughly. So now that I've finished washing the onion, now it's now time to slice my onion into the oil to start preparing the sauce. So I'm gonna cut my onion into the oil. So we are preparing rice and peas, aka Waakye from Ghana. It's a Ghanaian dish, but I know rice and peas are also in other cultures as well. We call ours Waakye. Now I'm going to slice the onion in the oil, and then I'm going to start. I'm going to start my stove here. Take the power down to the barest minimum. Otherwise, the onion is going to be jumping out of. I think the onion is not enough. Let me add extra onions to the onion. So let me get some extra onion. So I get some extra onion. I'm going to add it to it. There's some extra onion. So I add some extra onion to it. Adding some extra onion to the oil so we can fry. Give it the taste that I want. So now I have enough onion in the oil. Let me stir it. So now stir the onion. I normally prefer to fry my onion to a bit brown. So I got to leave the onion to fry for a bit brown. So now we're going to check our beans. So I'm going to stir the beans. There is a leaf that we use to color this food. You know, Waakye normally has some color. So now let me off this fire so the oil doesn't jump out of it. So we're going to cook the beans till it's softer, right? So now what I'm going to do next is that I'm going to wash part of the leaf and put it in this one. I'm going to show you the leaf. This is how the leaf looks like. Okay, so I'm going to wash it and then put it in to give it a color. So now the leaf is properly washed. Yeah, you see the leaf is properly washed, so I'm gonna fold it. I'm gonna fold it and put it in the beans. I want it to get the Waakye color itself. So I'm gonna put the leaf in. You're gonna see it's gonna give it for the color. So you can see it's beginning to have the color. Right. Beginning to have a color. So now I'm gonna leave it to boil. Maybe I'll have to add extra water. So you can see the color is actually popping up. I'm gonna add a bit of water. Let me clear here first. So I'm gonna bring the stove off and then give it. So bring this one off and give it a bit of water. So now we go back to the stove. So we have some 8 minutes to still boil this, to boil the beans. The beans have to be soft. So now let's go on to the sauce. I'm going to tackle the sauce back. So now I'm going to put on my stove. Go down to the barest minimum. So now once the onion has fried, I'm going to add my tomato paste. That's my tomato paste in there. And I'm going to stir it. Let me increase the power a bit. So now it's time to stir. So we're going to allow the sauce to begin to boil. So now while the sauce begins to boil, we're still going to check on our beans. Let's see. Okay, the beans is beginning to get soft. But you can see the color. Let me show you the color. You see the color? Right? So you have the waakye color in it. But the leaf, I actually don't really know the kind of leaf it is. That's what is used here in Ghana for preparing our waakye. So now I need to add a bit of water. So add a bit of water to the tomato sauce. So now our beans boiling gradually. Our tomato sauce also boiling. So now I'm going to add powdered pepper. So this is powdered pepper. I'm going to add powdered pepper. I'm going to stir. Stir thoroughly. I'm going to add the powdered pepper some again. So I'm going to add another quantity of powdered pepper to the sauce. Let me increase the fire a bit. And I'm going to put in my curry powder. I like curry powder a lot. So I'm going to put curry powder because I'm told curry powder contains some natural spices that I actually love. So I'm going to add. But I always go in for the original ones. Though it has turmeric and some other healthy. So I'm going to put my curry powder. And here comes my curry powder. Comes my curry powder. Gradually we are bringing the beans to boil. Then I'm going to add the rice. So the beans is cooked now. Let me bring this thing down. It doesn't. So let me check whether the pepper level is okay. Let me check whether the pepper level is good. Not so bad. Pepper level not so bad. And I'm going to allow the stew to simmer gradually. Okay, let me add a bit of the pepper. So add a bit of the pepper. Okay. Now I'm gonna add another natural spice called rosemary. I'm gonna add rosemary to the sauce. So I add some rosemary to the sauce now. So we have rosemary to the sauce to give it some nice flavor. And now what I'm going to do is to take out the leaves first. I'm going to put the leaves back when I put the rice and the beans, but I want to make sure it's on top. So take all the leaves from there. Ah, it's hot. So now that I've taken the leaves, it's now time to add my rice to the beans. So that's my strategy of cooking waakye. So I'm going to add the rice soon. So we'll be adding the rice in a jiffy. So here's our rice. I'm gonna add the rice. Let me wash it a bit. So in case you're a nutritionist, is it good to wash the rice? Let me know whether it's good to wash the rice before you cook. If you're a nutritionist or someone who have some knowledge, deep knowledge of cooking, food and nutrition as well, let me know. So we're gonna stir the rice together with the beans. I think the beans is plenty for the rice. Maybe if I realize it's just now, I'm going to add some of it. So we're going to add more water to it. We're adding lots of water to the rice and the beans. Then we're going to put our leaves on top of it to further color it. Let me cover the stew because it's jumping out of the pot and I don't really like that. It makes the kitchen looks a bit miserable. for me. So I'm gonna clean. Look at that. It's dirty all the parts of the stove. Ah. So I'm gonna clean. I'm gonna clean that part, and then now we're gonna start. So we're gonna start to the barest power possible. So 80, so that it boils slowly. Okay, let me bring it to 100. Then we're gonna boil it for 15 minutes. And then we'll come back to the sauce. I'm gonna also put on the sauce fire. Put on the sauce, bring it to 400. Then I'll bring it down to 80. So the stew can boil well. I've covered it to prevent it from jumping out of the pan. Right, so now we have our waakye, our rice and beans on fire. Maybe I should add more water. So I'm going to add more water to it. So we have our sauce still boiling. Okay, so what I'm going to do next is that I'm going to put some cube in the sauce. So let me bring the fire down so that the intensity of the boiling comes down so that it doesn't jump out of the pan. So now we have our waakye here. I'm going to cover it. I'm going to cover it halfway while it boils. Now let me check. It seems the rice is smaller for the beans. Okay, the rice will definitely expand, so let's see what happens. See, let me add a bit of the rice to it. Small rice to it. Guys, I actually don't know the name of the leaf that is used for the waakye. So maybe I'll have to ask. I don't want to misquote. Let me bring the fire up a bit so it boils faster. So now we have our waakye cooking now, and then we have our sauce on fire as well. So now I'm going to put in the Maggi cube. And I only use only one, of course, because too much of everything is bad. I've seen people talk about they don't cook with this, but I love to cook with this. Maybe if the FDA bans it, fine. But I love cooking with this. This is the shrimp flavored. I'm gonna add this to it. So Raiko is made right here in Ghana. I'm going to add it to my sauce. I'm going to add it to my sauce. Stir. And cover it. If you are watching and you are Ghanaian, you know the name of the leaf, just let me know. Okay, thank you for joining, Charles Ray. I'm cooking rice and peas. Locally made, locally in Ghana, we call it waakye. Waakye in the sense that the beans is cooked with a particular leaf to give it a color. So it gives it the waakye color. So great. That is what I'm cooking. Thank you for joining. Hit the subscribe button, subscribe. Keep on watching my videos. Keep on watching my vlogs. Support my channel. Thank you. So Charles Ray, big up to you for joining. Charles, let me know where you're watching me from. Where are you watching me from, Charles? Let me know where you're watching me from. So we're going to boil the sauce for a while. And then whilst we prepare for the sauce, I'm going to work on the eggs. So I'm going to beat the eggs, mix it with the sauce. I'm using 4 eggs in all. So the third one. And I come on to the fourth one. This is the fourth one. So I'm going to stir it. And I bring the fire down. Now the fire is down. You can see the sauce. So now I'm going to add the egg to the sauce. And allow it to harden. The egg will have to harden in the sauce. So I'm going to allow the egg to harden in the sauce. This is real Ghanaian food. So I'm going to cover and then bring it to boil again. 100. Then we keep monitoring our waakye. Still on fire, and you can find the leaves there, giving it the color that it deserves, right? So we're gonna boil the sauce for a while for the egg to harden, and then when the egg is hardened, we'll stir for the egg to mix up with the sauce, right? I wish you were in the kitchen to feel the aroma. It's the aroma of the sauce is just superb. Superb aroma, man. So we're gonna boil this for a while. With time, I'm going to take out the leaves so that it doesn't get too much overcolored. Sometimes when I cook with the leaf for a long time, by the time I realize it's overcolored. But if you want the best one, it is the one that is cooked commercially. The women can cook it very better. So in case you come to Ghana, there are lots of waakye joints. You go anywhere in town, Ghana, you see you're buying waakye or you're looking for waakye. There are so many waakye joints in Ghana that you can find and then patronize. Normally it's best cooked commercially. The women that cook it outside, you can cook it better. Right. So we're gonna leave our rice to cook. Or else our egg. Okay, let me bring down the fire. The heat was so much. So now you're going to realize that after some time the egg will make solid, and then I will just beat it, mix it across the sauce to keep the sauce actually blended with the eggs. So we have our waakye still cooking. Maybe I need to cover it, right? Our waakye is cooking, right? You can see the color of the rice and the beans. Because I cooked the waakye I cook the beans with the leaves. The leaf actually, the color entered the beans, so you can see more of the color in the beans than in the rice. Let me up the fire again. I want the egg to become solid. When the egg becomes solid, then we can just stir it and then mix it with the sauce, right? So we have our food on fire, cooking smoothly. So I gotta cover it a bit. The fire is too much. So let me check whether the rice has softened. I have to use the sauce fire. Let me check whether the rice has softened. Yet to soften. Rice is yet to soften. So at this juncture, I think with time I'm going to take off the I'm going to take off the let me add this sauce water to it. I'm going to take off the leaves to the rice and the beans and blend easily. So pretty soon I'm going to take off the leaves from there. Let me check whether the eggs have become solid. So you can see the eggs are becoming solid. The eggs are becoming solid. But I don't want to stir it now. I want it to become a bit solider. And when I stir, I add some small salt to it. Then our sauce is ready. Usually, apart from the sauce, this dish is also served with a black sauce called shito. I don't have shito now, so I'm going to take the leaves. Enough of the leaves. I'm going to take the leaves. I'm going to take the leaves off. Like I told you earlier, this meal is better cooked by the commercial people. So we call them the Waakye's or the Waakye rest. You can cook it better. You can cook it better. going to cover it now. And then we come to the sauce. So it's time for me to stir. So it's time for me to stir. You can see the eggs harden now. There's no much oil because I don't want to eat a lot of oil. I don't eat a lot of oil. You see. So now you see I'm stirring the eggs for it to mix up sauce. I haven't put salt in, so I'm going to add a bit of salt to the sauce. I'm going to add a bit of salt to the sauce. So now you can see our sauce is ready for our waakye. So now low fire. So I'm going to add a bit of salt to the sauce. I actually didn't put salt in the rice and the beans. I didn't put salt in the rice and the beans, so I actually expected to have salt content in it. Maybe let me add a bit of white pepper to the sauce. So let me test that. Okay, the rice is getting softer. The beans is super soft. That's good. I'm gonna cover this for the rice to get much softer. So let me check the hardness again. Check the hardness. And see it's softer now. So let me allow the beans to boil for a while. Let me bring down the heat in the sauce. So gradually, sauce is getting cooked. So this is it. It's called waakye. This is the waakye itself. That is rice, beans, but in order to get this color, there's a leaf that we use here in Africa and in Ghana to get this color. So when you put the rice, and you can do it, add it to the beans or to the rice. So when you make the rice and beans, wash the leaf, we put the leaf on it. The leaf gives it this very color, right? So that is the waakye. This is the stew. Like I said, it normally goes with a black sauce called shito, but today I just want to do something different. I want to do just the waakye and egg sauce, right? So I'm adding a bit of white pepper to it. Adding a bit of white pepper to the sauce. So to give it some more pepper flavor. So we're gonna leave it to boil for a while. So as best practice, I'm not going to reuse the leaf again. Now the leaf is going into the, it's gonna go into the dustbin. I'm not going to reuse the leaf. Bring down fire a bit. So let me check the rice again. Okay, the rice is also, doing very well. Let me beef up the power a bit so the steam, you can have a lot of steam to soften the rice. So we have our sauce. Okay, the fire is too much, so I need to calm down on the fire. On the fire to see how the fire is doing. Shouldn't have used this ladder, but I use this one. But I don't stop everything. Don't want the under to get burnt. So let me stir. So the under comes up and then the up goes down. So it gets more heat. To get that is the African rice and peas, aka Waakye from Ghana. So now our waakye is well cooked now. Our sauce is also well cooked. So it's time to serve. It's time to serve the food, right? So before I serve the food, let me show you how I did it. The beans, first of all, you cook the beans till the beans become softer. When the beans become softer, you then, as a matter of fact, add your rice and then you add the leaf. It's the leaf that gives that color. So this color you see here was from a waakye leaf, a leaf called the waakye leaf. So we call it the waakye leaf. That's what we use to get the color, right? So when you get the color, you put the leaf, you add water, you cover it. By the time it will finish cooking, have this color, beautiful color. And the leaf is very organic and natural. Now let's serve the rice. So here we have our waakye served. You need to cook the beans to ensure that the beans become softer, right? And we're gonna serve our sauce. There's a particular black sauce called shito that we normally add to it. It's made from pepper, some spices, shrimps, and dried fish. Without any tomatoes. But I don't have the shito, so this is what we're going to use to do our cooking. So everything is set now. Now everything is set. Guys, it's time to eat. Wow. So that's my waakye. You're all invited. It's very hot, but I'm enjoying it. Hit the subscribe button and subscribe. Don't forget to comment, share, and like. So this is waakye from Ghana. So you need beans, rice, tomato, eggs, pepper, etc. to do this very combination that I did. You can also do the sauce with either beef, with fish, right, or even with chicken, per your interest. And as a matter of fact, the taste. Like so. But like I told you, if you want the best waakye, those who don't do it on a commercial basis in Ghana, you can get it in a restaurant. You can also get it at the roadside. They can do it better. They do it together with the shito and all that. And they add salad, etc. Then add some local food called gari, which is cassava, powder cassava flakes mixed with some sauce. Then add it to the waakye. So tasty. This is Ghana waakye. So I'd like to thank you all for coming. Subscribe, like, and share. And don't forget to hit the notification button so that anytime I release a new video, you'll be among the first to watch that video.